Record. Ooh, that sounded nasty.
Yeah, Craig sounded a little bit nasty today. I think our good buddy, our recording intern Craig, has a strep throat, but he came into work anyway.
Yeah.
What a good guy.
Now he's going to get
Hopefully he doesn't
Geark.
fuck up like he did last week.
Now he's going to get Geark sick, and now that's going to be a whole thing. And
It's
then,
gonna be a whole thing. Fucking, we're gonna be down staffed.
yeah, we're
Fucking OBS is gonna have to do all the work, and he like sucks. He's not as good at recording the audio with good leveling and such. He's kind of bad.
well. I mean, all you're doing really is it's always just a recording a backup. But speaking of which, I have got to get in my well, what do you think about this? Delete
Okay.
the raw recordings of the OG MoCasts, or like of all the ones I've had just the last couple of years, or just delete them because we got the official VODs up anyway.
I mean, I don't think there's any that are. I mean, unless you still have like the ancient ones that are like lost to time. That I
They're
think they're
I
on
think they're on
SoundCloud
another hard drive.
somewhere or something. But if it's episodes from like when me and Violet joined the team and onward, like yeah, those are all up. Those are all available to the public in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
Well, I guess I don't know if you've ever gotten any strikes on like Modiggity 42 for the MoCast. I
Not
know
that I
the
know of.
I
No.
know the MoCast channel. Once we started using that, we only have the one strike, and that episode I know is on Spotify. But if it's an older one, it might slip through the cracks. I don't know,
Shit.
because I know our Spotify doesn't have like all of the episodes that our YouTube playlist does. It's missing like a probably like I'd say like 20 or 30 if I had to estimate from like before we started doing Spotify or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'd have to like go back and do that. There was a point where I was going back and doing that. But much like anytime I do anything of the sort, I just completely lost motivation to do it. Like recently, so there's video podcasts on Spotify now. And my other show, Detour Ahead, we do that on camera and we post it to Spotify. And they've had that feature for a while, but they just added thumbnails. There weren't like thumbnails before. It was just like normal podcast thumbnails. They added like widescreen video thumbnails. And there were thumbnails for Detour Ahead, but only on YouTube because I didn't make square versions. But once they added the regular thumbnails, it was like, okay, I should probably go back and update all the video episodes and give them their appropriate thumbnail. And I went back and I did probably like the first like 10 or 15 video episodes. I slotted the thumbnails in and then I just kind of gave up. So the ones from when they introduced that feature onward all have thumbnails. And then like the first 15 of the video ones have thumbnails. And then just in the middle there's no thumbnails for a while because I just kind of gave up on that project.
Damn. Uh,
I'll get to it someday. I got a lot of things to do, okay? Uh, I got a lot of content to watch. Fuck this doing work shit, okay? Fuck this doing anything that's actually productive. I have to watch a shit ton of Game Grumps and Tommy C and Super Mega and
uh,
fucking
and
Jim Norton.
may I ask why you feel compelled to do that?
What, watch all this content that I'm saying that I want to watch? Because I'm a
Yeah.
content man. I want to consume. I'm a
Oh,
consumer, Mo.
well, yeah. So what you're saying is you're just putting off doing work so you can just watch bullshit.
Yes, correct.
Okay, well, do the stuff. All right, you gotta do your work first. That way, when you watch bullshit, it's more rewarding.
No, no, no. That's never been how it works for me. I am the laziest man on the planet. That is a flaw of my being that I understand and accept. That I am just chronically the most lazy person on the fucking planet Earth. Sometimes I'm too lazy to even watch the content.
What the
So,
fuck do
so
you do?
sometimes I'll just like kind of do nothing and like pace and like lay in my bed and scroll through like Discord and Twitter. And maybe I'll end up watching like YouTube shorts and shit instead of just sitting down in front of like my TV and watching actually good content or like playing video games, which I've been doing a little bit more lately than I have in the past, which has been very good. Because I'd say 2024 was easily far and away the least I've ever gamed in a year was 2024.
Really?
Like I barely gamed at all. You get like fucking Nintendo and Sony both give you like recaps of like all the games you've been playing for the year, like a Spotify Wrapped for video games.
Yeah.
PlayStation and Switch both have that. Fucking rookie numbers, bro.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
barely anything. I was not playing games last year.
Why aren't you playing, games last year?
Cause I just for something about the way my attention span has warped in my adulthood has just made it so like once I've been playing a game for an hour, my brain is just like, okay, time for something else. It is very hard for me to play a video game any more than 1 hour.
God
That
damn.
is the most I can invest in video games at any given time without putting in active effort is like 1 hour, and then I'll get bored and do so and fucking watch TV or YouTube instead.
Jesus.
But I've been getting back into it. I've been gaming. I've been playing Ratchet and Clank, which is annoying because of how modern video gaming society works. I'm playing Ratchet and Clank via a cloud gaming subscription, and
Are you playing the one where it's like, "We want more women in positions of power"?
did that
Are you
happen
playing
in a
that
Ratchet
one?
and Clank game?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like no one would care if it weren't so like blatantly obvious, like what they are doing, and it was just badly done on top of that. So it was in your face, but also like in the most like laziest, most contrived way, troll way possible. So it really just took away from the message it was trying to convey.
Yeah, I don't believe I'm playing that one. I'm playing the very first original Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, the first three are really, really, really good.
Yeah,
The
I've
other
I've I've
ones the
I've
other
been
ones are
thoroughly enjoying it, but the annoying thing is like I wish I had it like for real. Because the cloud gaming subscription is like $18 a month, and I'm fucked for money right now. And the renewal comes up in like a week. And in my mind, I'm like, shit. I assume there's a safeguard for this, but like, you know what they say about assuming makes an ass out of you and me. I
well,
assume, I
you
assume
should
they retain your save data, but I don't know for sure if
no,
I
of
will
course
just
they do.
if I get rid of my PlayStation Plus subscription, will my Ratchet and Clank data just be gone forever? I don't know because it's
No,
fucking
no,
cloud
Riley.
gaming.
No, Riley. It doesn't work like that, buddy. No, how it works is everything you do is just insta recorded in the cloud, right? So all your auto saves and saves that you've done are also within the cloud associated with your profile. So you would have like backups of that. All you're doing is just canceling your subscription. You're not deleting your account, are you?
No. I'm just canceling my subscription, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fine. No,
I'm
it's
afraid
no,
because
Riley.
this is like
It's
a
not.
cloud gaming through PlayStation Plus specifically that you
No,
have to have PlayStation Plus to access.
well, no. You do have to have um okay, so maybe that could be well, no, it should you have a hard drive in your PlayStation, right?
Yeah, but it's just because the
Okay.
whole game is being like streamed through the PlayStation Plus server. I didn't know if it was actually
Oh
saving
wait.
anything
Oh wait, so you didn't buy the
system
game, you're
end.
playing through the subscription,
No, they
right?
don't. Yeah, they don't sell the game. You have to like cloud game. It's
Oh,
basically
that's so
PlayStation
fucking
Now.
stupid. That's so
But
stupid.
it actually works now. Unlike when it used to be PlayStation Now, they fused it into
All right.
just they fused it into PlayStation Plus, and it actually works flawlessly. Like I have no complaints about the game running and working and playing normally. Like it's perfect,
Oh, okay.
100% perfect.
Well,
But my
wait.
my issue is I don't know if my save will like remain if I if I get rid of PlayStation Plus. That's my
Okay,
one
okay,
concern.
Riley. So, all right, it would not delete. Like I said, it's all in the cloud. You're just canceling your subscription, not deleting your account. And you would have to have this the subscription in order to access the game because
Yeah, yeah.
apparently it
I
sounds
know
like that.
that.
So you'll still have everything, your save files included. You just won't be able to access it till you renew your account, your
Okay.
subscription.
Okay. I figured that would be how it works, but I'm just ready to be snaked at all times.
No, no, no. I've dealt with this professionally like a million times. I've made accounts and stuff. Like I'm a certified professional account maker for pretty much everything out there, more or less. Like I know how to do all that. So that's how that works, especially since you're dealing with the cloud specifically.
But yeah, Ratchet and Clank has been wonderful. I finally got over my little habit where I have this habit, Mo, where I quite enjoy like single player campaigns and like their stories and stuff. And sometimes because I suck at like following through on things and will just lose interest because I have ADHD. Um, I will start a game I really like and I'll play like a bunch of it and then I just will drop it for like a long time. And usually when I come back to it, I have this sick compulsion to just restart it.
Oh yeah.
And 99% of the time I succumb and then I never finish a game because I'll open it every 6 months and I'll decide to restart it every time. And then I won't invest time like I think I'm going to invest time. But I
The
finally got
worst.
over that little habit of mine, and I picked back up South Park Stick of Truth after a long time. I
Oh,
basically
nice.
remembered what was going on, and it turns out I only had like 3 fights left in the whole game, so I beat Stick of Truth very quickly. And I bought both of the South Park games in a bundle, and I was just saving Fractured But Whole until I beat Stick of Truth. So now I'm playing Fractured But Whole,
Hell yeah.
and that's been fun so far. And I also still have it's because I can't pick a game is also why I never beat games because I'm so fucking bipolar. I have like 4 games going right now. 5 technically, but one of them is like a thing with a friend, so that's kind of like a separate engagement. But like I'm playing Ratchet and Clank, I'm playing South Park Fractured But Whole, I'm playing Paper Mario, and I'm playing Super Mario Galaxy, and those games are fighting for my attention, and usually like every 3 days I'll play one of them for an hour and maybe another one of them for an hour if I'm feeling froggy. I'm trying to get back in the mood because I was binge gaming for a little bit, but now I'm getting back in my habits.
That's good. Hell yeah. Good shit. Good shit.
I did play like 8 hours of Pokemon this weekend, but that was with a friend and it was Pokemon, so like that's par for the course.
Oh, dude, I've been
Although even
hitting.
with Pokemon, I can't really invest anymore. Like, it's whenever the like new generation comes out that'll get me. Like where it's like, oh, it's the new region with the new Pokemon. It's the brand new world. Like that will get me to like binge the whole game. But even like the spin-off Pokemon games that have come out, or like the like remakes and stuff that are cool and I do like, I have not invested the time in beating. Like Pokemon Legends Arceus is one of the like coolest games in the Pokemon series like ever, and I can say that with confidence, even though I have not beaten it. I'm only like halfway through it because I just don't invest time into video games anymore.
Oh, yeah, I totally feel you about well, fuck a lot of that. I kind of don't even remember what the hell I was about to say and what I was about to contribute. Oh, yeah, I did that with Elden Ring sort of accidentally. I'm at the beginning of the end game now. I'm in the last area. I haven't beaten Mikola or anything like that, and I haven't beaten any of the other big bosses. I haven't like gone to hit up Placidusax to see if I can beat him or not. But yeah. I get exactly what you're talking about. I need to beat that game. Now
Yeah, no.
I've been really hitting up. I've been really like hitting DRG, Deep Rock Galactic, and World of Warcraft: The War Within retail, really hard, and I've been like really enjoying playing both games quite thoroughly again.
So hard you enjoy Deep Rock Galactic that you double scheduled a stream for a night and you felt no remorse and gave me no mercy when you were like, no, fuck you. I'm streaming Deep Rock Galactic. Shove your fucking Dragon Ball
Well,
podcast up your ass.
okay, so first off, to my credit though, it was a shitty Dragon Ball movie anyway, and what's one more week or several
We
since we
have to
haven't
do
done it.
it so we can do the good
I know.
ones.
Yeah, but then there's a chance we can also run into the bad ones. That's all I'm saying.
There's literally only like one more bad one. Like all the anime ones are at least gonna be even if they're like shitty, they're gonna be like fun shitty. The
uh,
only the only movies left where you're gonna have a bad time are maybe the live action ones, which I think there are like one or two more shitty Korean ones, and then there's Evolution. But that's
okay, so we have
that's
fucking
four
shitters,
movies out of like
four
fucking
turds.
40. So we're gonna be
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I know. That's just four giant turds that I have to fucking deal with.
That I think we'll have fun with if we can just sit through the movie. Like I think we'll have fun like tearing it apart on the podcast. It's just watching the movie that we have to do and then
Yeah, I
doing the
know, I
podcast.
know, I know, I know. I just have to do that. But to my credit, I did totally completely space on Dragon Ball Dragon Wheel thingamabob because I'd been up. Well, no, no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been up and I just actually, yeah, that is true. I went grocery shopping. I was just jerking my gherkin. It was society just fucking saying, "Hey, look at me, pigs. I'm among you now." Oh, ooh, ah, I'm normal. Hello, sir. Do you know where the sausage is? Like when I go out in the public, I get to play human. And so I get to go, hello, dog, where is my automobile? Where's the ramen noodles? Yay! I'm eating on a budget. I'm eating on a budget too. We have so much in common. I play human. And that's pretty much my interactions with the general public. Because I just buy everything online, which is kind of crazy because, like, I even like I bought the stuff from Best Buy, my laptop and my fucking TV. I bought that online through Best Buy, and all I do is just play Human during the holiday season, where humans go outside to run roughshod. Or I really miss the violent Black Fridays. It really fucking sucks that we really don't have that anymore.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't heard about that in a while because people are doing
Yeah,
like Cyber Monday, so it's probably quelled to a pretty good degree.
yeah.
Um, I remember like all the like there was like a website that had like the number of Black Friday deaths and like there was
Oh, it's
always new
awesome,
reports
wasn't
every
it, man?
year. It was pretty sick, honestly.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking great. Like people started getting together like it's the fucking purge, right? They're like, okay, we're hitting this place up, we're hitting this place up. Like people show up fucking armed. You would be thinking that it's fucking serving Popeye's fucking fried chicken sandwiches at the very beginning because unless we ever forget, Popeyes has blood on its hands because it was just that chicken sandwich that I had, the big old thick chicken sandwich,
Mm.
uh, people they unleashed it onto a unsuspecting public. They're like, "Oh, man, we might go viral with a viral video, with a virus video." No, man. People ate that shit and got hooked on it like it was fucking heroin, bro.
Bro,
And
people,
they
what
fucking
was it
killed
about the
each
fucking
other.
Popeye chicken sandwich?
I
Because I
don't
think I
know.
missed it. Because now it's shit. Now
Oh,
it's not good.
this is when you
Um,
are a wee little Nino. When you're
I
a wee little
remember. I
Nino,
remember.
you
I
do?
remember being on the school bus, like talking about the fucking Popeye chicken sandwich craze.
Dude,
Like,
people fucking I was living in San Antonio at the time. There was fucking casualties because of that fucking chicken sandwich. And the chicken sandwich, it's good, but I didn't get overwhelmed with like murderous rage or something. I
I
was
need
just
another one
chilling
of
out.
these right now, or
Oh
someone's
man.
fucking die.
Like, oh man, I just had 5 Popeye chicken sandwiches, and now somebody's gotta pay.
I will
you know?
snap as many black women's necks as it takes to get to
Okay.
the Popeyes counter.
I was
I
not
swear
being
to
racially.
God.
I was not being racially specific in this example, folks. So
They're
hashtag
gonna
cancel
say, "Oh
Smiley.
hell nah!" And it's just like,
Oh hell
"Oh
no!
hell nah!" And Mo's
All
like,
right,
"Fuck you! I want the sandwich. There's not enough for all of us."
man. Ugh. You know what? I'll go ahead. Let's just go ahead and do the intro because we've
I
been
yeah,
doing this for
I
twenty
have more
minutes.
video game stuff to say. We
Yeah, yeah,
got.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
in a
yeah.
talkative mood. This is gonna be a good show. Let's
Good.
get started.
All right, all right. A one, a two, a skiddly diddly do. Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the MoCast. I'm your host, Mo Diggity. On Super Bowl Sunday, this is when it's being recorded.
Oh,
And right now, the fucking Queefs are getting fucking stomped by the fucking Eagles, baby. Oh, I'm so fucking glad Mahomes gets deprived of fucking three-peat fucking Super Bowl. Taylor Swift,
damn!
Taylor Swift, they show her she like does the little hello fucking Queen of England wave, and she gets fucking booed, right? And then during the fucking national anthem, the real national anthem, not the bullshit one, uh, there's getting oh beautiful suspicious guys, skies, not guys. I don't know what song that is, but
Gracious
that's not the
guys.
anxious guys. I
We
don't
had to write
know.
the gay national anthem, Mo. This is a great new like parody song we
Well,
just came
I
up
mean,
with.
like, consider me a pioneer, gay community. You're welcome. So anyway, during the there's just a slow, like, fade in shot to Donald Trump, right? Because he's at the Super Bowl.
I was about
And
to ask what are Trump and Vance up to
oh,
today
oh,
here at
no,
the Super Bowl?
it was just a fade in shot of fucking Trump. And then when the fucking crowd say it, they went fucking batshit and they're like, fuck yeah. So
God damn it.
Taylor Swift gets booed. Fuck Swifties. Fucking Donald Trump gets fucking cheered like he's a fucking
Taylor
Roman
Swift's pretty
goddamn
good.
emperor.
Taylor
And
Swift just kind
Mahomes,
of Taylor Swift just got lucky enough to create like a legion of fucking mass fans, and you're just like an old
I don't care.
boomer
I don't care.
who
No,
is
her
just
shit's
against them on
boring. Her
principle.
shit's fucking so
In reality,
boring.
she makes pretty good music. She pops up in my
No,
playlist a
no.
few times.
Ew, gross. God, watch the God, no, not Taylor
I
Swift.
only
Just don't
listen to
listen.
Zoomer garbage. I've been listening to more music lately
Well,
too.
you listen to shit from like the 70s and 80s, it'll make you a better cultured person. And
Maybe you
there's
got to
like great
recommend me
fucking
some albums. I'm just trying to listen to albums because I haven't listened to
oh
enough
yeah.
albums. I did me and fucking Bell, who you probably know better as Inside Zoidberg. We have an album review podcast now. And the thing about doing that podcast is she is like the most obsessed with music a person could possibly be. She has like fucking thousands of albums just ready to
Oh,
fire, and the and the bit of the podcast is every week we switch off and we pick a different album, and I've got like 10 albums that I've heard in my life. And the once we cycle through those, and a lot of them are by the same artist, once we cycle through those, it's just going to be me flying blind. So I'm trying to
all
listen
right.
to more albums
All
so
right.
I have more of a backlog, and I've been listening to some of my Zoomer shit recently. I got to get some of your recommendations, Mo, so I can branch out. But I've been listening
All
to
right.
Joshua Bassett, who is he was on the Disney Plus High School Musical show like a year ago was when that ended. And now he's doing his own big music career thing, or he has been for a while, even when he was on the Disney show. But I listened to pretty much his whole catalog, and he's pretty good. I also listened to pretty much the whole catalog of this group called the Driver Era, which I got incepted into by YouTube Shorts. And what this is there's this guy named Ross Lynch. Have you heard of Ross Lynch before?
It doesn't ring a bell, unfortunately.
What people probably know him for best nowadays is that he played Jeffrey Dahmer in that Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix show that all the chicks liked. So that's what he's kind of known for now. But when he was a teenage boy, he was on Disney Channel. And he's been like in band, like even when he was a little kid, he was in like one of those like gimmick boy bands that's like a group of brothers between the ages of 12 and 15. Like
Yeah.
he's been doing music like and like the performing like literally his entire life. And him and his brother recently were like, you know what? By recently I mean like 5 years ago, but they're still doing it. They were like, you know what? We're tired of all these fucking labels and corporations and shit keeping us down. We're gonna start our own group. All the producing done by us. We're done. Where this is our all our own thing, and they formed their group called the Driver Era, and they've put out I think 2 or 3 albums so far, and pretty good stuff I will say. So those are my two new musics that I just enjoyed, and I got to get some classic stuff from Mo
Ooh.
so I can become an old man.
All right. Well, if you want some old certified old geezer fucking music, even by my fucking standards, this is like kind of old geezer music. You listen to Lou Reed and you listen to Velvet Underground. I mean, their lead is in the Velvet Underground. It's one of his bands he's most known for, and it's just I'll get you an album here in just a little bit. But yeah, the Velvet Underground is such an absolute fantastic uh fucking band. They really are very soulful, very kind of beautiful. It really captures the spirit of the time. I really love the shit out of Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground.
Okay, okay, Mo, I'm
Oh, let
having
me.
I'm having a weird like brain hole memory incident. Did you like finish the intro? Because I feel like I remember you saying one or two a skiddly diddly do, but I don't remember you doing the rest.
Oh, oh
Did
yeah,
you
yeah,
do the
yeah.
rest?
No, we didn't. Yeah, everyone knows. Hey, it's the co-host Riley. Say what's up, Riley.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the part that we missed. Yeah, hi,
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
Riley.
yeah, yeah.
Then now,
That's
because I remember you saying "Welcome to the Mocast" here on Super Bowl Sunday. You probably introduced yourself, but that's what you missed. I don't think you introduced me. Hi, everybody.
yeah.
It's
My
me,
bad,
Riley.
my bad, my
I knew
bad.
we were missing something in my head. I'm like, wait. I feel like the intro part we didn't complete. We like branched off from the intro before it was done.
Yeah, but
Something about I don't does Kang doesn't make the show worse. He makes the show different because it's like 3 people, so we kind of like split the labor more evenly. When it's me and you, we both are like shooting off like rockets because I guess we're trying to compensate for the lack of Kang. So we always just fucking go off whenever it's the two of us on an episode.
oh, yeah, 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 I can totally see that, cause like, it's been a three-piece for, like, the longest time,
Yeah, Kang's
so
Kang's been fairly consistent for the past while, so it's a change of pace to do a show without him again because he's currently enjoying the Super Bowl. He's watching his epic Eagles soar into the skies and get a win.
yeah, I'll give you some, albums from the Velvet Underground to listen to, cause there's a bunch, it's all from, like, the '60s and to '73. And they got some like really good shit, but for the most part, their first album, Velvet Underground and Nico, is really good, and Light White Heat is really fucking good as well, as is their self-titled. Those are the first three that I know them the most about, but they're fucking great. Uh, the second album recommendation would be The Dead Kennedys. Fresh fruit for rotting vegetables, man. It's such a great. It's like the if you ever need or if you ever wanted to know what a quintessential punk album ever sounds like, what the point of punk was in the very late '70s, early '80s, because that's Dead Kennedy's very first album. I would definitely recommend this because it's their first album that they ever put out, and it's just it fucking goes hard from like track one to the last track, man. From the very first to the last. And it
Okay.
captures, like, a lot of, like it influenced my politics when I was a wee lad of, 20 years old, and that's how I got into, like, the anarchist movement, the activist movement, and all the music associated with punk and all that stuff, and, uh, then I got into other stuff and I evolved.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
I'm definitely uh a product of a different time. Like when I was a kid, I fell hard into the hole of like just like that kind of like a little grungy, but like fucking Weenie Hut Jr. level of grungy compared to what you probably listen to regularly. Like the like kind of grungy, but mostly like poppy, like kind of like pop rock kind of vibe of
yeah,
like the early 2000s and
it's
like
kind of a bummer too because your guys' music is so fucking sterile. I'm not saying this as a cynical old boomer or anything. I am saying as a matter of fact because I saw a chart the other day. It's kind of funny that we're talking about it. Uh, it used to be in the turn of the last century, and from like the 30s to the 40s, or no, it was to the 60s, I believe. Right around that time, from the turn of the last 19th century or 20th century till right around the late 50s, early 60s, it was all singles artists, right? You know, like Elvis Presley, Elvis Costello, BB King, you know, all the freaking legendary freaking artists that we know and love, and whose influenced every single aspect of all things music because there's metalheads that love Johnny Cash. Fucking Avril Lavigne loves fucking metal. Jim Carrey loves Cannibal Corpse. You know, like
and I
and
love
that's
Avril Lavigne, so
yeah, yeah, yeah. And Avril Lavigne's okay. It's just that I wasn't into that scene at all, but she definitely has earned her place in the uh the the echelon of you know, like rock and or roll personalities. I
yeah, for
mean,
me it was
if
like
Andrew WK is in there, she gets to be in there.
for me it was like kind of just like whatever was on TV would rule. Like there would be like the like couple of popular songs that would like play on TV, and other than that it was like people who like were on TV who are also musicians, like fucking like all the Disney Channel shows where it's like it's about a musician living a wacky musician life, or like the Nickelodeon shows that are the same deal. Like
Yeah,
those were the artists I was into. Like fucking Big Time Rush had a Nickelodeon show and I love their music. Fucking Drake and Josh. I love Drake Bell as a
yeah.
musician.
Ugh.
That's the I not as a guy, but as a musician. Like before I knew what he was like as a guy, I've just kind of been into him my whole life, music wise. And just like people like that who were like on TV and had like music careers as like a bounce off from them being on TV. That was kind of like the trend in the 2000s almost, was like you would have a TV show where the main character, where either the bit was that they were a musician or it was a different show entirely, but they just happened to make the character a musician on the side. So occasionally they could sing songs on screen and then they could sell albums to children.
Yeah, I guess going back to what I was saying with this graph, and I'm kind of looking for it right now. But what it is, it was singles artists until the late 50s, early 60s, and then it was bands till about like 2000, like 12, 2013. And then it's been like collaborations, you know, like Beyonce or crossovers, like Beyonce doing a country music album, or Hootie and the Blowfish's Darius Rucker doing a freaking country album, or
Oh, I thought
something
you
like
meant
that.
like when multiple artists cross over and did like a
Oh,
thing together,
well,
because
like
that
that's the part of it, but they also do collaborations and stuff now. So
okay.
it's all about collaborations.
I thought you meant like kind of the kind of thing where it was like I think Old Town Road was a collaboration between Billy Ray Cyrus and some like rapper.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. That too. That definitely fucking fact. Yeah, Old Town Road. Yeah, that's one of the biggest ones that really helped kick that off.
I'm trying to
I
think of
think
more
anyway.
examples, and I think I had some, but they've slipped away.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for this fucking graph right now because I think it's really, really great. I just can't really seem to find it
Elton
anymore.
John and Britney Spears did a thing a couple years ago that I think went viral at the time.
Oh yeah, that could be man. That fucking bitch is just fucking crazy.
I
Man,
never
she's
really got the right vibe on her because, like, it was always like she was like being fucked over and that she was not as crazy as they like made her out to be.
but then it turned out she
And then
is.
she was freed, and like I heard maybe she was still crazy, but I haven't heard anything like wild. Like I heard
Well,
like maybe there was like a nude that leaked. But like other than that, I can't think of
you,
anything crazy
you
I've heard about Britney Spears recently. Maybe I'm just not in the loop.
well, like, you haven't, like, seen her with, like, doing the fucking dance shit
No, what dance
with the
shit was
knives?
she doing
Yeah,
with
she'll just do, like,
knives?
yeah, she'll do some, like, random ass Instagram, fucking video where she's just, like, in, like, her underwear, and it's not, like, the sexy kind of in your underwear. No, it's the, I've been up, like, abusing pills and blow and substances, and she's just got this
I mean, that
disheveled
can
look
still
on
be
her.
hot. I guess I would have to look to
Yeah,
be
but
sure.
it's real weird, and she's doing weird erratic dances with fucking knives, and she just put out one, I think, recently, like a month or so ago, and she's just fucking kinda crazy, she's a little bit nuts.
You
The
think she's
state
like
took her
strung out on funny berries or
oh, yeah, dude, I 100% fucking think so, man. The state took her baby away because she wasn't fit to be a mom. Her dad fucking, abused and used her for, like, fucking a couple of good decades,
yeah, that
and
was the
then
big thing is like
she lost her fucking
people
marbles.
tried to spread the narrative that she wasn't as crazy as she was perceived to be because they were trying to like get her freed from her father's like indentured servitude essentially where because she was deemed like too crazy to handle herself her father was like her handler and he was like taking all of her money and shit so the public narrative for a while like as an effort to try to save her from this fucked situation was like hey maybe Britney Spears isn't so crazy maybe she deserves to live her own life and she does. It's just that you also have to understand that she is at least a little crazy and she's gonna do some crazy shit. And it sounds like she's going down an interesting arc. It's like fucking Leah Marie Johnson was this YouTube chick. I don't know if you were ever into the fucking Fine Bros React shit or if you thought it was garbage immediately. I was
Oh,
into it when I was
no.
like 10.
My exposure to the Fine Bros is they're the assholes that try to copyright the format of
Format of
React video.
React. Yeah, that was
And
retarded that they did that.
it was like a huge fucking downfall. In a lot of ways, I'm glad that fucking happened because it really did shape YouTube up to what it is now. For better or for worse, I'd rather have the YouTube that I have now than the YouTube that could have been, where YouTube just
Or
backs
anybody who
up
ever reacts to
extremists.
anything has to, like, give part of their ad revenue to the Fine
Or
brothers.
they just get claimed all the way because who's gonna stop them?
Yeah, well, I mean, there was, like not to defend the Fine brothers, the whole thing was retarded, but I believe the pitch was, "We'll have, like, a system where you can, like, sign on to us, and if you
Yeah,
give us,
no.
like, 10% of your ad revenue, you can use React."
Yeah,
And
see, that's fucking bullshit, man. That's just fucking extortion.
yeah, yeah, it was fucked up, but,
Like,
there was one of their
besides,
performers, one of the, like, one of their most popular, like, performers on, Kids React, was this, girl named Leah Marie Johnson, who she was on the React channels for, like, years, she was on Kids React, and then she was on Teens React, and she did it up until she was, like, grown up. And then when she stopped doing it and she was like an 18, 19-year-old girl past her prime, because she was known for being a kid on a kids react channel. And now she's a classic child star story, but with YouTube instead of TV. And she just started doing drugs and going crazy. And she was doing like Instagram lives from crack houses.
god damn!
So
What the fuck? Really?
thankfully she's sober now, I believe. She's doing a lot better for herself, but
Oh, man.
there was a little arc there where this, like, teenage girl from the fucking Fine Bros YouTube channel was just doing live streams from crack houses and was very obviously very addicted to drugs, very publicly.
Wow, that's fucking insanity. I had no idea, that that was a real fucking thing. Like, Jesus, man.
You know, this child star shit exists even with the new millennia of content. Like, there are these kids who become known on YouTube for something they did when they were like young and adorable, and now they're like old. and they're just like coping by doing drugs and partying all the time, and then going on Instagram Live when you're going on a crack run.
You going on a crack run? Golly, man. That's fucking insanity. I
Yeah,
had no idea what
drugs
was
are a
doing.
hell of a thing, man.
Yeah.
So many people. It's crazy when it's like people who you like looked up to in your life like fall so far and like become like these fucking insane drugged up people, and commit crimes and like ruin their like physical appearance and ruin their reputation. Like it's crazy out there.
Ugh. Well, I guess that's just how it be sometimes.
That do just be how it be.
Uh, just like this world is so fucking sick, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of sickos
It,
out
it
there.
it really is. This whole fucking world is absolutely diseased, and there's just basically nothing we can do about it because you can't force anyone to be nice. No one wants to be nice, and now you have what we have today. It really just fucking sucks.
Hey, what's with the world today? Everything's gay and it's not okay.
I wasn't saying that. That was Riley. Once again, people, we do not
No, but
endorse
like
that
the
kind of
like
hate
middle
speech.
school playground definition of gay, not like homosexuals, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I don't really care. But
That
but
was a
man,
PCP bit, which is like something that I'll have to cope with the death of for the rest of my life is the PCP. That deeply affected me. To get
ah,
into that
well,
show
it's all
deeply and
good.
watch it slowly decay and die. Watch, like, everybody slowly stop giving a shit about it until it's just 2 of them for, like, 2 years, and then one day one of them's just like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm done," and the other one is like, "Well, I can't do this, like, alone, it would be shit," so Ben Saint was the last procrastinator standing, and everybody left him, so he had to end the show.
It sucks because every once in a while, like when Trixie decides to go live, I'll catch her streams, and just every once in a while, someone will ask, like, "Hey, do you talk to anyone from the PCP?" And she goes, "Nah, none of us really even like keep in touch with each other at all. Haven't talked to Monkey in a real long time." And then, like, sort of like a couple of weeks afterwards, Monkey was going on there going, "Hey, I wouldn't let any of your kids like be watched by Trixie or anything like that." I'm like, holy
Yeah,
shit,
no,
bro!
that
Like,
was an
don't.
unfortunate little art. I don't think he really went that far, but like he's kind of always said that. Like he's always kind of been, you know, very critical of Digibros. Not to use her dead name, but I was just thinking about all when Monkey was talking about it back in 2018, where it was a very common like bullying thing to talk about Trixie's internet proclivities, as it were. I don't want to get into too deep of detail. This is not that conversation. But yeah, Monkey has always been very critical of that. But more recently, he's kind of just been chill. And I guess there was a flirtation with them bringing back insufferable social media argument. But for some reason, Trixie insists that it has to be like paywalled, and Monkey's not cool with that, so they're not doing it.
Oh well, it's all good.
But yeah,
Oh
it is a shame that the whole PCP fell apart and they're not really most of them aren't really friends anymore. I think Ben and Munchie are still cool, which I'm glad, I guess. But other than that, that's like the only one I can think of where they're still cool. They still like hang out is Ben and Munchie. That's
yeah,
literally
I
it.
I rewatched Monkey Jones Stops the School Shooting the other day,
Oh, it's so funny.
and I think it's Eggy. Eggy's the one that throws up, right? The Prime
No,
Minister of Canada.
that's a Asterios, isn't it?
No, no, Sirius is the dad.
Asterios is the dad and god. Eggy was not in Monkey Jones Stops the School Shooting. I'm trying to think of who throws up.
Because I don't know who that is. He looks just like Eggy if Eggy shaved and had long hair. Because I think he had long hair for a period, didn't he?
Eggy still has long hair, but I'm trying to somebody in long hair who threw up. Oh no, like at the very end of the movie?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's fucking Your Movie Sucks. That's Adam from Your Movie Sucks.
Oh, I have no idea who that guy is.
That's like a very famous internet movie reviewer who is a furry, and Monkey made a Let's Play once where he said that he fucked dogs, and then he left a comment saying, "I don't fuck dogs, actually." And then they became like friendly, and Monkey had him cameo in his short film.
Nice, nice, nice. I love it when that shit happens when people are talking a little bit of shit to each other, and instead of just being like, "Yo, dog, we be beefing." It's like, "Hey, that is kind of funny. I am a furry degenerate. Let's hang out and play video games." Okay, I love that shit.
Yeah, no, it was cool, but yeah, Monkey Jones stops a school shooting.
But
Beautiful work of
oh,
art.
yeah, but the whole point I was making was you kind of look at that and you're like, Jesus, man, the all everyone is such a weird fucking different spot compared to this video, compared to now, you know?
Well, I'd say they've all kind of just like mellowed out and found themselves in an okay place in life. Like I think they all kind of like had a spiral for a while, like for one reason or another. Like well, I think Asterios' spiral was happening during the filming of the movie. Asterios' spiral was the lawsuit. And
Oh yeah.
he kind of came out of that, and now he's just retired in the countryside with his beautiful fiance, and he's living his best life. Um, Monkey, obviously had his big blow up where he cheated on his girlfriend with a pedophile, and then he tried to marry the pedophile, and it was a whole thing. But he came out of that. He kind of matured, and now he owns his own place. He has a bunch of cats, and he does silly little podcasts with his friends that pay the bills. And he's living his good life. I think
He's
he's got friends. He's got Eggy now.
he's not doing weird sex tapes where he's just fucking staring at the fucking camera
Well,
menacingly. That
he
shit
addressed it.
scares me.
He
I
addressed that.
know.
He was like,
Yeah, I
that
know.
was
There
for
was
me. That was not for you. That was me looking
yeah,
at myself."
it's just fucking scary. It's like, yeah, I'm having sex. I'm Monkey Jones. I'm on YouTube. It's just fucking scared the shit out of me. Like
Oh,
I do
crazy
not
time.
understand who could masturbate to that video. I'm sure there's gotta be a few people that tried, but
Oh,
God, it's still
1000%. I'm sure people have done that.
like, dude, don't jerk it to the fucking guy staring at the camera going, "Hey, look at me, I'm doing a sex tape. Yeah." Uh,
Yeah,
like,
he's in a better place, and like obviously all that shit with Burger was crazy, and it's hard to comment on. But like he's been sober for years. He's just like living a normal life, being a silly little Twitch streamer, and not causing any harm. So I think everybody's just kind of in a mellow place now after their big blow ups.
hmm. Yeah, I try not to. Every once in a while, I get a little depressed when, like, I'll start watching like old YouTube videos, and then the most famous picture of all of this is the picture of fucking Coach Red Pill, CRP, Ricada, Dick, Ralph, fucking I think a couple other people. Oh,
I think
Andy
Worski
Warby
there.
was in there. That whole fucking picture, and the caption was, "You have no idea how bad things got." It was like, wow, that was the last time everyone was together.
Yeah, things really in that world got kind of like sad in terms of people just not being able to like maintain ties, like so much infighting. Like
Well,
I think Dick has managed to just keep it funny no matter what for the entire run of his shows, but I
and
feel
Dick
like
is
in the old times, like back in like the first like 2 or 3 years of the Dick Show, we were kind of in a point of that like community of degeneracy where we were all holding hands and singing Kumbaya. And then the infighting kind of got realer and realer, and now there's just a lot more bitterness in that world and a lot
yeah,
less like casual just hanging out and having fun. Like Dick has like like way less like callers and guests than he used to. And again, he still manages to keep the show funny, but it's just like it's become different just due to the like landscape.
well, yeah, because like everyone. and just gets this they take get a little taste of success and they turn to fucking rock stars, man. Or like in Asterios case, he's doing really well and some piece of shit fucking smacks him down fucking hard to where it takes years for him to recover from all that bullshit. And it's fucking sad to see that. Like, it's crazy to see it, like when it happened. But then, if you start going, "Hey, I remember this stuff. Oh yeah, that was this year when blank, 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 and blank happened," and then you're just going, "God damn, that shit's rough now." Looking back at it. It didn't look so bad. Like, it looked bad, but it didn't look so bad when it happened until you got to see, like, the fallout for, like, the next couple of years from all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it all just kind of
And then
snowballed.
there's, like, I'll give it to, I'll give this totally to Dick. Dick seems to be the only one that's ever, like, who is very, very passively. I'm not saying that he's ever tried to be, like, the fucking arbiter of like, hey, let's all just chill out. But he has like made several good faith attempts, mostly for and to Ralph. Like because like
Yeah, there are people in Dick's
even
life
when
who like
Ralph was
Dick.
just shitting all over fucking Dick, right? And Ralph finally, I guess, got like to him, like him and Milo seemed to, and he jetted off to rehab for a while.
Yeah, with that, shit, what was I gonna say? Fuck. Give me a minute. I'm gonna get it.
No
No,
problem. You're the
no.
editor. This is
Yeah,
your like
this
spot
is
to
all
edit
gonna get
out.
cut out. It's gonna be seamless. It's gonna be beautiful. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So Dick's like kind of group. Dick Dick has sort of fostered this kind of like group of like comedians who are a little bit more degenerate than your average comedian, like people who are like fringe, who are not as popular as the bigger guys, and they're doing like silly weird shit. And it's the type of crowd that attracts these like weird internet autists who don't approve of the way they live their lives and
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
follow them around and like talk mad shit and just like create this environment where this group of like internet sycophant cultists from Kiwi Farms just like completely rules all discourse about this group of people. And Dick just has to be like, no, 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 come on, Nick Ricade is cool, Ethan Ralph's cool, like everybody just fucking calm down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, and I have noticed, like, sort of expanding upon your point of him, like, cultivating and finding like new like comedians and stuff. You got like Josh Denny and his all of his people, Ryan Long, which I'm a huge fan of his comedy. Like I was exposed to him like the very first time I ever heard of Mersh was when he would show up on Dick's show and he starts talking about like being the door guy or DJ at a fucking strip club and how it's just fucking degeneracy 24/7 for him. And
I
he
met
finally got
Mersh.
burned out.
He was
You met
cool.
Mersh?
Yeah, I feel like I had to have talked about it on the podcast when it happened, but
I don't remember.
I went to the Who Are These Podcasts Revenge of the Cis crossover live show in Tampa, and not it was in Largo, actually, Largo, Florida. And it was pretty cool, and I got to meet Mersh and Royce and Carl and Vinny.
No
It was
shit.
it
Oh
was pretty
yeah,
cool.
and who are these podcasts? Like their cross streams. Their episodes are always really, really good. That's worth the price of the Patreon alone. Because I really love those shows a whole lot. That's really enjoyable. The
I feel like
whole
I
area, because like I miss like the time where like Peach Saliva was just on all the time. But life sort of has a funny way of like getting away from you. And
yeah, I feel like I had to have told the story where I kind of fucking spilled my spaghetti and fucking Royce had to come to my rescue. Fucking gracious ass Royce, fucking hero. When I I'm fat, so I ordered so many chicken wings that they thought I was sharing them. So they gave me paper plates and napkins and shit. And I was trying to walk, and the bar was fucking loaded because like everybody who was at the show was at the bar. So like the place was crowded as fuck. So I'm like shuffling through the crowd with my chicken wings, and I drop all the fucking plates and the napkins everywhere. And I'm like scrambling to pick them up, like extremely embarrassed. And who comes to my aid but Royce Lopez of the Revenge of the Sis podcast
I really
to
like
to,
them
to
too.
save me from spaghettiing everywhere, and pick up the paper plates and the napkins for me, and give me a smile and a handshake and send me on my way. I might not agree with the political opinions of Royce Lopez, but he was extremely gracious to me and also very good at karaoke, as it turns out, as I learned later that night.
Hmm. You know who I heard about? Like, cause I heard of FPS Russia a long time ago, and that got me into the PKA podcast. But like the whole like back and forth between the Dick Show and PKA is so awesome. And also PKA is really like grown on me, and I love the shit out of that freaking show. It's a great show.
Yeah, I love PK. I got into them probably like early mid last year, and I've listened to a shit ton of PK. I'm kind of behind now, but that's because I'm behind on like every podcast that's not directly Dick Masterson related. But I've been listening to a lot of PK for a while now, and I'm a big fan. I wish
Yeah,
they like did
I
more
like
stuff.
Woody and all that.
They're all in like their internet retirement phase where like
Well,
they don't
Woody,
they don't do anything beyond like Woody does Elden Ring streams now, but I
yeah,
mean like
yeah, yeah. He
doing
does.
more like podcast stuff. Like I know Vito has like floated the idea of doing like Patreon crossovers with PKA. And PKA is just like they're not willing to kind of break out of their usual bubble because they're basically all retired. So they're not doing extra shows they could be doing if they were more young and hungry. So I guess it's just unfortunate I got into PKA at that particular time, but it's still good. It's still a good show.
I don't really know the difference between like peak PKA and current PKA. It just all like feels the same to me in a great way.
I mean, the show itself is the same, but it's just like they used to be like active internet guys going around and doing shit and like crossing over with other artists constantly and like they were out there and active in the YouTube world, and now they've kind of just all retired. Like Taylor just does PKA, Kyle just does PKA. Woody just did PKA for a long time. Now he's doing little video game streams again, but he's still like mostly just doing PKA, and they don't really like venture out to the outside world anymore.
Yeah, it really sucks because after Kyle got fucking busted, that sort of took the wind out of everyone's fucking sails.
Yeah, that's probably part of it for sure.
Yeah, because like after a while, you're like, dude, like it's so like you feel so fucking hopeless when you're just going up against like a an enemy in the form of the government whose whole sole existence is to exclusively antagonize you and exclusively bring you misery and rarely ever if they even when they need to help you. It's so disheartening. It makes you so sick at heart when you go get up against those enemies and you barely have like GoFundMe money to raise up a fucking lawyer for 10K. Not that that was a thing. I mean, like that's sort of an example. Like, look at like, hey, thank God that ASC Riley got off because Eric July and the prosecution was too lazy to actually take. Well, no one took the case seriously, and Riley was all like, gung ho, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm trying to get this in front of as many people as I possibly can.
Yeah, Eric July
And
dodged the subpoena. He he
yeah,
he was too much of a bitch to even testify.
yeah, Eric fucking blinked, and fucking Riley was had shades on the entire time during this fucking staring contest, and just owned the whole fucking thing because like no one like is some so-called libertarian calls the fucking fuzz and like goes, oh, there's a fat guy with a cape on, he makes me scary where we, and then there's those fucking weird psycho fucking Rippa fans who were if Mint didn't have this live stream on, I really do think that they would try to fucking assault her in some way.
I
Because
don't
there was
like
that
to
one
attribute
dude.
that to just random
Nah, there's that one
ripitards. I
dude.
don't.
There's that one dude who was just like looking at her, like leering at her, and like with a smile. Like you kind of know a fucking like someone who has ill intentions by the way that they just look at you and how he sort of like creeps like closer and closer to her and like no, I'm not doing anything, creeps a little closer, creeps a little closer. And I have such a fucking problem with that, man. And like there was not one person in that whole disgusting fucking area that called that out. They would just been fine with it happening.
I mean, it
So I
didn't
gotta take
happen.
that.
I like
Nah,
to not
it's
assume
the
these
nah,
things.
fuck that, man. I think we should fucking call shit out like that when there's like, I don't care, even if it did happen. Like the entire fucking group, Melanie, Matt, Geeks and Gamers, the fucking quartering, Eric fucking July, nobody in that entire fucking group, Yellow fucking Flash, nobody in that fucking group called that fucking out, and they didn't even care if it happened anyway. They probably would have never talked about it. So yeah, like, cause that was a fucking point of contention during that fucking live stream. People were like, that's why fucking Trixie and Bird fucking did their cross country road trip to fucking Texas to go help out Mint during that fucking time when Riley was arrested.
Yeah, I remember like everybody was freaking out. Like I'm glad nothing happened. It's kind of like a weird gray area to kind of just assume something would have happened, but
Nah, it was just that one guy, and then it
he
was just
he he,
weird, dude.
he had a conversation where he tried to convince her that Riley was a crazy stalker, and then she exited the situation and everything was fine.
By
That's
like
all.
leering
That's
at
all that
her and
happened.
smiling weirdly. And,
He
like, getting
would.
closer to her.
He
So, like,
never he
I see
never
that.
he never
Yeah,
laid
but
hands on her, he didn't get, like, crazy close. They were just, like, having a conversation. I don't wanna assume that of the
eh,
guy, that
I mean, you don't
he
have
seems to
to.
be he
Alright,
seems
tell
to
you
be
what.
just a retard, not
Alright, well,
the
tell you
R
what.
word I would use is retard, not rapist.
Well, I didn't say rapist yet. I'm just saying he's got "I'm a rapist" vibe, like, just
Okay.
emanating from him. So you don't have to
He's got rapist aura,
yeah,
okay.
a potential rapist. Alright, that's what I think. That's what I remember watching that fucking live stream when that fucking happened, man. But yeah. Do you have anything else you wanna say on that?
No, I think we can move on. I did say I wanted to talk about video games more, and I wanted to
Alright.
there were two things I wanted to talk about. First of all, this is partially a plug, but also partially something I wanna talk about because I'm happy about it. Is so you may recall a YouTube channel called Big Guy Little Guy,
Ugh,
where
I
me
hate that
and
little guy.
Andrew don't be mean to
Or is
Andrew,
that
okay?
big guy? Um,
I'm the big guy. I'm the biggest guy ever to be big. But so yeah, we me and Andrew have been doing this Let's Play channel for a long time, on and off. And it stopped for the 70 millionth time in September. And this one felt like it was so over because like me and Andrew like didn't even stay in touch. Like we barely talked that the entire like 4 months we were gone. Andrew's been extremely busy. So I thought it was just curtains forever. But recently Andrew reevaluated his schedule and figured things out and made Big Guy Little Guy fit. So now we are back, and I'm very glad to be doing that again because, like, when we were doing that full force was probably the most fulfilled I felt on YouTube in some time. Even though, like, we don't do great, nothing I do does great. So I try not to let that get to me. But in terms of artistic investment, I get a lot out of that channel because I've always been from like my earliest days on YouTube, the type of content that always gets me the most is just like two or more funny people sitting down and playing a video game and kind of having like a comedy podcast where occasionally they talk about the video game they're playing. That's like the best YouTube format for me. I've been watching it for years. I'll continue to watch it for years. Like things like Game Grumps and Oni Plays and things such as that. And I've always wanted to kind of achieve that sort of thing for myself. And for the first couple years, big guy, little guy kind of just felt like the best I could do. Like not no disrespect to Andrew, but like we weren't really we weren't editing anything. We weren't super invested in the let's plays. They were kind of just like something silly we would do sometimes in between fucking largest issue podcasts. And but this past year or two, we've actually been putting like a lot more effort into it. And by we, I mean Andrew mostly. He's doing the hard work, but we've been, uh, I think we've improved. Our dynamic has evolved and improved, and also the production quality has improved. So I'm very proud of Big Guy, Little Guy, and I think I am achieving to some level this dynamic that I've always coveted. So I'm glad to be back to that. So that's another win for me in gaming is that my little Let's Play channel passion project is back from what I thought was certain doom.
That's good. Fuck yeah, man.
So that's fun. We're playing Super Mario 64 right now. We're gonna have that first video. The first three videos will probably be out by the time this video comes out. At least by the time this podcast comes out, at least the first one. So look forward to that. And that's cool. And when it comes to playing video games outside of content, I think what I've done, Mo, and what has made me play more video games recently is I've kind of gamified it. I've gamified the gaming, Mo.
You
it's
gamified the
it's it's
gaming.
I gamified the gaming. There's this website called Backlogged, where it's like, are you familiar with Letterbox?
You mean the letterbox format?
No, Letterbox, like the website about movies.
No, I never heard of it.
Okay, it's like really popular with like film people. Mumkey and his buddies are like really into it now. It's this thing called Letterbox where you just like you track all the movies you watch, you give them a rating out of 5, and you just like write a little review about them. And people will keep a Letterbox page and do their little reviews of all the movies that they've seen. Backlogged is just that for video games. So I've started a backlogged page, and now I am more motivated to beat games because I'm going on backlogged and reviewing them and writing little reviews. And since like November, I've beaten 8 games, which is probably more games than I've beaten in the past like fucking 5 years. Honestly, I'm very bad at beating games. Just recently, I got a real bug up my ass. I played a fuck ton of Mario. That's what kind of started it.
Nice.
I played 3 out of 4 of the new Soup games. The Wii one is the only one I didn't play yet. I played the one on the DS, the one on the 3DS, and the one on the Wii U. I played Super Mario 3D Land, which is the 3D Mario for the 3DS. That game was fucking sick. And then I played Sonic Generations, the remaster that just came out, and Shadow Generations. Randomly on a whim, I played Sonic 1 for the Game Gear, which is like a 2-hour game. I played that on stream and I beat it all in one stream, so I reviewed that. It wasn't very good. I gave it a 2.5. And South Park Stick of Truth most recently. So yeah, I've been beating games. I'm gonna try to beat more games, and I'm writing little reviews for them all on Backlogged. So if you wanna go to backlogged.com/u/Riley Riely, you can see all my silly little game reviews. I'm writing little game reviews. It's pretty cool.
Cool. I have to check that out. Ugh. Oh, video games. Like sort of circling back to the very beginning here, we were talking about Ratchet and Clank,
Hmm.
sort of briefly. I love the old PlayStation, like PS2 and 3 versions of the games. The ones where they have like a big budget, I think they look kind of crappy.
What do you mean? Like, just, like,
Well,
big
like
budget version of those old games or, like,
well,
just,
like
like,
the
new games in general?
well, I mean, well, the games are kind of cool, but it looks like it looks like a weird frame rate in a lot of like spots and all that. It's not as seamless or it doesn't look as good as the old Ratchet and Clanks did. You know how the animation of your character well, it felt like it was flowing, but like when you like play, it looks like kind of grainy, like you're only playing at 30 FPS. And you got this huge freaking graphically and intense fucking game, and it kind of doesn't live up to its predecessors, you know?
I don't know. I've never been a stickler for like silly technical shit like frame rates. Like I just if the game is good, the game is good, you know? Like I've always been a Nintendo kid. Nintendo is always like a
Yeah.
generation or two behind technology wise. But then they just put out like banger first party games cuz it's about the games and how fun they are.
Yeah, it's about
So
exclusives.
it's kind of about exclusives, but like even third party games, if they're made by like good studios, are also enjoyable. It's
Yeah, but they
just
run
like
like shit on the Switch, though.
on the Switch, yeah, the Switch is not good for multi-platform. Some of them are capable of streamlining it, some of them are not. It's a hit or miss process.
Like, if you're a COD baby, I don't recommend ever playing any of the Modern Warfare games on Nintendo Switch, man.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe you'd be better off on different consoles, but I mean, it gets the job done for the most part, I would say. But regardless, I have until recently my PlayStation 4 has been able to play any games that my Switch couldn't for the most part, but now they've stopped backporting, so I'm behind the times again. I really want to play Baldur's Gate 3 and I can't. I really want to play Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, but I can't.
Hmm. I think,
I don't want to play Elden Ring, but even if I wanted to, I couldn't. I'm pretty sure it's not on PS4, although it might be.
uh, I'm just glad. Like, what do you think about the Switch 2? Do you think it's going to be good?
Oh yeah, Nintendo's never missed once. Like even the Wii U, like that was just a marketing problem. Like the Wii U was a good console. Every console that Nintendo's ever made has been good. Like I have no doubt in my mind that the Switch 2 is going to be great.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm looking at the Super Bowl fucking score. 27 freaking Eagles, 0 Kansas City Chiefs.
Holy shit.
Like, it's been a while since we've had a shutout in Super Bowl history,
How far are we
but
into the game? Could they pull
uh
this out like that one time the Patriots were at like 0 to
I
whatever?
I don't know, man. It's 27 to fucking 0. It's 3 minutes left in the 3rd.
Okay. They might. I mean, what was the I don't want you to research football games, but I remember it was pretty wild with
The
that one
greatest
Super Bowl with the
comeback in
Patriots. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Patriots versus Chargers, like, let me tell you what I remember. The Chargers are so far ahead, before halftime, you started seeing the fucking, Super Bowl "We was champions" and shit, fucking Super Bowl, shirts, right? Champion shirts, right? And then the Patriots were like, "Fuck this shit. It's time to turn it on." And
Tom Brady gathered the Chaos Emeralds and became Super Tom
yeah.
Brady.
Yeah, dude, that's the only thing that can explain that fucking Super Bowl and the Patriots and fucking Brady's fucking performance is that he went fucking Super Brady and just mounted the greatest come from behind victory in all of Super Bowl history. That's what fucking happened. And slowly but surely you saw those boxes disappearing and the charges going, "Oh shit, are we going to lose this game?" And sure enough, they fucking got blown the hell out, and
If
they
I
fucking
remember
won.
if I remember, the thumbnail for this episode is definitely gonna be I don't know if you know this meme, but there's a meme where there was like a Sonic the Hedgehog fan fiction that like somebody famous read on YouTube and it became a meme, where it's Obama has the Chaos Emeralds and he's stolen the Chaos Emeralds, and somebody's looking, somebody like asks him where the emeralds are, and he like evilly smirks and is like, "You mean the Chaos Emeralds?" And then he like becomes Super Obama or whatever. So now there's just like a trend where you take like a character that would never interact with the Sonic universe, and they're like, "You mean the Chaos Emeralds?" So if I remember, it's definitely going to be Tom Brady with the Chaos Emeralds saying, "You mean the Chaos Emeralds?"
Oh
powering
yeah.
up to Super Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly like how that fucking game went down. I'll say that much. And it looks like this game's going to, because I'm glad, because I fucking hate the Chiefs. All right, they squeaked by, like they eliminated my Texans, and then I believe they eliminated the Buffalo Bills, who I wanted to go to the Super Bowl. I wanted to be Texas in the Super Bowl versus whoever the loser was. That's how confident I was in the Texans win, because they totally freaking deserve a freaking Super Bowl. Houston deserves a championship. That's how I feel.
Fair enough.
But anywho, I think I've said everything that I can possibly say. You got anything else you want to talk about?
I guess not. I feel like I have more energy in my soul, but I also just can't think of more things there are to say.
Oh well, it's all good. Well, in that case, Riley, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you?
Well, folks, if you go to linktr.ee/Riley Cinematic Universe, we're making all sorts of content, more content than ever before. There was a time where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna back off on the content. But now I literally hate every moment that I'm breathing that I'm not doing something of that sort. So I'm just doing all the things again. You you can find me everywhere all the time. Big guy, little guy, let's plays, YouTube live streams, fucking podcasts up the ass, up the wazoo. More projects coming down the pipe. The Death Stream is coming back. If you remember the Death Stream,
Death Stream?
that's gonna be making a return. Back in like 2023, I believe. I decided it would be fun. I think it was like it was one of those arcs where Ethan Ralph was like, "I quit, no more kill stream," and it lasted for like 2 weeks. And during that 2 week span, I was like, "What if I started a show called the Death Stream?" And it was like my version of the kill stream. So I started the Death Stream, and it just kind of became its own thing. And even when the kill stream came back, I just kept doing it because it was just like a fun, goofy live stream show. But it never really got to be like entirely what I wanted it to be because like I wanted it to be like a more like political news show and stuff like that, but it kind of just became like a live stream bullshit show. But now my buddy Brad, who has has a hyper fixation about arguing with people about politics, is going to be my co-host on the new revival of the Death Stream, and we're gonna do stupid political content. We're gonna talk about current events and news, and we're gonna do all sorts of stuff on the Death Stream. It's gonna be live on my YouTube channel Thursday nights. We don't have a time just yet, but I'm sure we will soon. But Thursday nights, live on the Riley and Friends channel.
Hell yeah. All right. And you can
Many
find me
more.
at MS. Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. I just had to throw on the "and many more" at the end. That's like my
Okay,
catchphrase
okay. And
now.
many more. All right. And you can find me at MSG Official YT at twitter.com/Moside Gaming. Moside Gaming everywhere. Just look up Moside Gaming. You're on TikTok, Moside Gaming. You're on Instagram, Moside Gaming. You're on Facebook. I'm not really on Facebook because, like, I don't want to be on Facebook. But just about everywhere else, Moside Gaming. Just check me out.
You should
Uh,
get, like, Streamlabs Premium and start streaming on, like, literally every platform it'll let you stream on. Like, fucking go on fucking Facebook Live, go on TikTok, go on Instagram Live, go on fucking Trovo or whatever the fuck
I
that
should
weird
do
one
that.
is. Just, like, stream on literally every platform to ever exist in the history of time.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and look into that because maybe I'll do that. Yeah, yeah, I'll be doing that. So keep an eye out for that. Sub to all my channels and to everything. Sub to this channel especially. Please comment and stuff. W.GG, use promo code Mo Diggity to save 10% off your total purchase. New flavors coming out, and it looks pretty
New
shitty.
flavors of Dubby, tell me more.
There's a Japanese soda flavor, And then there's another collab. There's a collab flavor that's coming out. I don't know who the creator is just yet, but as soon as I find that out, I'll definitely be letting everyone know. So, like I said, w.gg, use promo code MoDiggity, save 10% off your total purchase.
I just might do that. The Japanese soda flavor sounds intriguing. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
finally pull the trigger on some Dubby and use promo code MoDiggity when I do.
Oh yeah, I especially love the orange Calio cream. Like, legitimately love it. It's my favorite flavor. I heard Galaxy Grenade's really good too. I just like I'm so into like I'm such a creature of habit. So when I see that they get the Calio, like that flavor is also the most popular one, I think. Whenever that's in stock, I'll usually get myself a tub.
So
And
it's
I
like
got a
a
few more
it's
people
like
getting tubs
powder
too.
and you mix it into water?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
It's and it's like a jitterless energy blend too, so you don't feel like crap
Okay.
like once you drink like Monster or G Fuel out of a can. Because I don't know about you, man. Because I drink that. I was drinking that G Fuel for a little bit just because for like the niche, the meme, and I would start like crashing out. And I'm starting to like, fucking shiver and shake a little bit. Like, dude, this is too fucking intense and not fun because that makes me feel like there's something wrong with me. And W doesn't do that to me. So if you're sensitive, if you have a caffeine sensitivity issue like I do, that definitely does help a lot, especially if you like energy drinks and junk.
For me, like I used to have like an intense like energy drink addiction. I've kind of beaten it mostly, but like every once in a while I will utilize their powers. And what it'll do to me is like not probably like 8 times out of 10, I'm pretty much okay. But what will happen is, I tend to on nights where I have to do, like, late podcasts, do some chemical blending of, caffeine and marijuana, and that's great for the show, but then when I'm alone, I'm just, like, I'm kinda just, like, tripping out, and I can't go to sleep because 'cause I've recently
Yeah.
drank an energy drink, and I feel, like, kinda weird.
Yeah, that's another thing
So
with
maybe Dubby will keep me awake without that kind of weird feeling where, like,
yeah.
I'd get really existential and can't fall asleep even if I try.
Yeah, and you don't have to like use a whole fucking like cut a scoopful. You could just like give yourself like half. Just give yourself a little bit of a boost, after like 6, 7 o'clock, and you still got some work you gotta do. So that helps. Uh,
Yeah,
and
that's my
before
thing.
we
I
sign,
realized recently that the perfect mix for making a good podcast happen because my problem has always been I am a chronic I am a substance addicted man. I am a chronic pot addict. They do exist. I acknowledge it. I am one of them. I'm not one of those pot guys who's like, "Oh, well, actually, you can't get it." I know I'm addicted to it. I understand that I'm addicted to pot. And the problem is, I'll smoke too much pot and it'll make me sleepy. And then I'll do a podcast and I'll be like, "Hey, everybody, it's me," and
uh,
I'll fall asleep in the middle of the podcast. But what I've learned is if I smoke, but sometimes when I smoke weed, it hits right and I become like very talkative and on point. Like tonight, you can tell that I'm in a perfect sense of marijuana highness. Um, but that's a hit or miss technique. But what I found is if I mix energy drinks and weed, I can achieve that effect pretty much every time. But the problem is then sometimes I stay up way too fucking late because of the energy drink keeping me awake.
yeah, that part's not fun. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming out. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, sub to the channel. It's 2 minutes and 40 seconds in the Super Bowl third quarter, and Philadelphia is up 34 to fucking 0. Let's fucking go. Fuck the Chiefs. Fuck Taylor Swift. Go fucking Eagles. See you guys next week.
Shout out to
Ta
Taylor
ta.
Swift. Great music. Blank Space,
Boo.
bro. Great song.
Meh. Ta
She's got a
ta.
blank space, baby, and she'll write your name. It's a great song.
Eh.
All right, goodbye.
Be gone, Geark and Craig.
Bye.